So, the Chef Robot UltraCook looks fancy, sounds futuristic, and promises to do everything. A so-called all-in-one cooking robot that promises to handle almost everything. But can it really replace your stove, blender, and steamer? We've been using it long enough to know the truth. So before you add it to your wish list, let's take a closer look at what it's like living with this robot chef. When we unboxed it, the first impression was honestly solid. It's built well, feels premium, not some cheap plastic knockoff that wobbles when you touch it. The stainless steel bowl looks sturdy, the accessories are neatly packed, and it does come with quite a few. Steamer tray, whisk, spatula, basket, even a measuring cup. It's the kind of setup that instantly makes you want to test everything. The design, sleek and compact enough for most counters, though if your kitchen's small, it still takes a decent chunk of space. Not huge, but definitely not invisible either. We'll say this, it looks more expensive than it is, which is a win. Now, setup was easy. You plug it in, select your language, connect to Wi-Fi, and link it with the app through a QR code. Sounds simple, right? And it is, but as long as the app behaves. Sometimes it just wouldn't connect, other times it froze mid-step. Without the app, you're limited to only a few built-in recipes, which can be annoying if you want to experiment. We did get it to work eventually, but it took a few tries. The touchscreen, though, that's nice. Bright, responsive, feels like a modern appliance. You don't have to press it 3 times for it to register. And the guided recipe system on it walks you through each step like a digital cookbook. Pretty handy when you're juggling other things. Let's talk cooking performance, because that's where this thing either earns its spot or ends up in storage. We started with something simple: pancake batter, flour, milk, eggs, sugar, baking powder. Tossed it all in, hit mix, and within minutes, the batter was smooth and ready. No lumps, no sticky mess, just clean mixing. We poured it on the pan, and the pancakes came out fluffy and evenly browned. So yeah, mixing, it nails that. Then we went for steamed dumplings. It was kind of a test of patience because we wanted to see how evenly it cooks. We used the steamer basket, set the temperature, and let it go. The result? Perfectly cooked dumplings, soft wrappers, and fillings that were actually juicy. No soggy bottoms, no overcooked tops. That's impressive. Now, where it got tricky was the stir-fry test. We chopped veggies like bell peppers, carrots, and broccoli right in the bowl. The chopping blades are strong, sometimes too strong. If you're not careful with speed, you end up with diced vegetables instead of sliced ones. Once it started cooking, though, the heat distribution was even, but the texture felt a bit more steamed than fried. You won't get that classic pan sear effect, which is expected but still something to note. Well, as for power, the machine definitely has. It got a 1,200 watt heater and 500 watt motor. You feel it. It doesn't struggle with thick mixtures or dense foods, and the built-in scale is honestly our favorite feature. You can measure ingredients directly in the bowl. That saves us time and cuts down on dishes. Small detail, but helps. And the temperature can go up to 320 degrees Fahrenheit, so you can cook, simmer, sauté, or even make caramel without worrying about burning. We made ghee in it once. Perfect texture, no smoke, no mess. But okay, let's address what doesn't quite hit the mark. First, the app. It's clunky. Some recipes don't load right, and the layout feels outdated. For something that markets itself as smart, the software side needs a serious update. Also, some of the recipes just don't work as they should. The buttered chicken, for example, came out with shredded chicken instead of chunks. And that beef bourguignon, it looked more like meat soup than stew. You can tell the preset speeds and timings were not tested deeply enough for every recipe. Then there's the noise. It's not crazy loud, but you'll definitely notice when it's blending or chopping. Think mid-level blender sound. Not a deal breaker, but it's not silent either. Cleaning is a mixed bag. The self-cleaning mode works great for light stuff like batter or sauces. But if you cook something sticky or oily, you'll need to scrub a bit, especially around the blades. Thankfully, most parts are dishwasher safe, but taking it apart for deep cleaning can feel tedious after a long day. And one more thing that bugged us. The lid. It's not transparent, so you can't see what's happening inside unless you stop it mid-cycle. Also, there's no small opening for oil drizzle, which would make emulsifying sauces easier. Small details, but they matter when you're in a rhythm. We also have to mention one serious concern we came across online. A few users reported the lid blowing off while heating water. That didn't happen to us, but that's not something you just ignore. It's likely a rare case, but it does raise questions about pressure safety. We'd say always keep an eye on it during high heat tasks, especially when dealing with hot liquids. And it's around $650, which puts it below big names like Thermomix. For that price, you're getting similar features, slightly less polish, but overall the same idea. If you're a casual cook who just wants help with chopping and mixing, it might feel too much. But if you're into cooking, trying different recipes, or just love kitchen gadgets that multitask, it's worth it. So who's it really for? We'd say home cooks who like control but hate multitasking. It's not a replacement for your stove or oven. It's more of a precision helper that takes care of sauces, doughs, soups, and sides while you focus on the main dish. Would we call it revolutionary? Not really. But is it useful and worth having? Yeah, absolutely, once you learn its rhythm. Bottom line, the Chef Robot UltraCook saves time, reduces cleanup, and handles tricky recipes better than most gadgets. It's not perfect, but it does make cooking feel easier and a lot more fun. And once you get used to it, you'll probably end up using it every day. That's all from us. Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found it helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more gadget reviews.